Now, President Trump has vowed to reopen one of America's most notorious prisons. In a post on Truth Social last night, Trump said the prison, Alcatraz, will host America's most ruthless and violent offenders. The famed prison was once home to gangster Al Capone, but it shut down in 1963 due to maintenance and restoration costs.
It represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate.
National correspondent Katia Tubman joins us now live. And Katia, can you tell us any more about what is behind this latest idea from the president?
Well, Andrew, President Trump says he wants to reopen Alcatraz because he's frustrated with what he calls radicalized judges who aren't doing their job. The move comes after other recent comments by the president expressing doubt on who should be entitled to due process. President Trump says he's directing officials to reopen Alcatraz, the notorious former prison on a San Francisco island. In a social media post, Trump saying it should be used to house America's most ruthless and violent offenders.
It's long been a symbol, Alcatraz. It's a symbol of law and order.
The president's proposal comes as his administration has been clashing with the courts over deporting alleged gang members without due process, claiming a 1798 law gives it the authority to do so.
Donald J. Trump.
The president touting those deportation arrests while speaking in Michigan last week.
The worst of the worst are being sent to a no-nonsense prison in El Salvador.
In an NBC interview, the president did not endorse due process rights.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
The right to due process is written into the Constitution.
It means that before a person can have their liberty or their life taken away, there has to be some sort of process for considering evidence.
Donald Neiman is a U.S. legal expert. He says the president's posture away from due process is concerning for the average American and a step away from the principle of innocent until proven guilty.
It should raise the question, what happens when they come after me? I need to have a chance, if I'm seized, to be able to make the case that no, I'm not. And someone on the other side should have to be able to present some sort of evidence that I am.
Now, the administration's efforts to deport migrants accused of being gang members is continuing to face legal hurdles. A federal judge last week ruled that the president's use of the 1798 Alien Enemies Act in carrying out those deportations in Texas was unlawful. Andrew?
And Katia, right now you can go online and buy a ticket to tour Alcatraz as a tourist. How realistic is it to turn it into what has essentially been a visitation site to an active prison once again?
Right, that is the question right now. We heard from the Bureau of Prisons that they will carry out all presidential orders, and its director even said that it's ordered an assessment to look into potential next steps. And all that being said, however, the prison was closed for a reason, and we know that there will be opponents who will no doubt point to the price tag. The prison closed in part due to the cost of upkeep, especially considering that a lot of those costs came from bringing things over by boat. Andrew?
Katia Tubman for us. Katia, thank you.